go. Let's go. Let's go. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All right. So first off, I just want to say I thank God for another day. I thank God for you guys, the ones that come here and get value. Thank God for the people that are following me, the people that maybe just be following me just to wait to see me to fail, or if you're an enemy, or whatever you are, right? Whatever reason why you're here, I just pray that God blesses you and brings abundance to your life, peace, joy, and happiness, and everything you desire. I thank God for you. I thank God for all my coaches, my mentors, anybody that helped me get to where I'm at right now. Thank you for loved ones around me, shoes on my feet, clothes on my back, shelter over my head. Thank God for fresh food and water to drink. I thank God for my talents, value that He has given me, wisdom that He has given me, understanding, all the blessings that He has given me. Thank God for everything. I'm so very grateful, very, very grateful. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, know what got to here, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. All I'm trying to do is grow. And today we're going to be doing a gold analysis. Okay, so this is going to be analysis. First thing, if you don't have a broker account, then you're going to want to set up your brokerage account, right? That's the only way that you're going to be able to get in the game. So what you want to do first is you can use, if you're in the USA, you can use IG Markets. All right, excuse me. Just making sure we're still connected. Make sure you guys can hear me. My mic is on. Okay, so you want to sign up for a brokerage account with IG Market. Okay, this is one you can use if you're in the USA. All right. Oh, it's the wrong one. All right, here we go. All right, so what you want to do is go to Demo Trader, MetaTrader 4. Okay, so this is the platform that you want to be using. Okay, there also is MetaTrader 5, DX Trader, Web Trader, right? But we're going to be using MT4, right, for what I'm about to be showing you. Okay, so create a demo account. You also can create a live account. Go ahead and deposit to your account if you want to, but I suggest that you start with the demo account and practice first. All right, it's just like you're starting a new sport, and you wouldn't want to start the sport and just go right into the game, right? You want to have a chance to go to practice first, get repetition up, and get ready for the game. Okay. So yeah, start off on a demo account. Don't be in a rush to make money. The money's not going anywhere. All right. It's not going to run out. Okay. So 1 second. Okay. So create your demo account or live account. Once you have that, go ahead and download the MT4 platform. Okay. So it's gonna look like this here. All right. But without all this stuff on it. So let me just get a blank chart for y'all. Okay. Well, we can use this one, but it'll look something like this, right? When you download the MT4 platform, first thing that you want to do is log in. So you come here to the bottom right corner, click log in, and then you're going to copy and paste your login information, right? Which should be sent to your email as well after you sign up for your IG Markets account. Okay, so then make sure that the server says demo or live, whatever account that you're logging into. Click save your account information and then log in. Right? So now you're ready, right? You're in the game now. You got your MT4 set up, you have your demo account, you got your live account funded. Okay, so now you're ready, right? You're ready to get in the game, ready to take your first trade. But before you take your first trade, some things that you need to do first. All right. Some things we need to go over. So what I want you to do is get out a pen and paper, and we need to go over some mindset stuff first. All right, some mental stuff first so that you can be in the right mindset before you start trading, right? Because this is really the most important thing is your mind. Where's your mind at, right? How are you thinking? Because it's going to translate into your trading. Okay. Whatever you're thinking about your trading, whatever your emotions are during trading, that's what's going to translate into your results. So you need to get your mental together, right? Get your emotions under control. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, I want you to write mindset at the top of your paper. Mindset. Okay, so the first thing you need to know when it comes to the mindset of trading is that this is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, this is not a get rich quick scheme. What do I mean? I mean that you're not going to get rich with trading overnight. Yes, it can happen, right? There have been them freak accidents where people put a bunch of money in and they take a big lot size trade and it just goes their way, right? But that's really like gambling, especially if you have no idea what you're doing. If you're just going on the chart and you're just pressing buy or sell just because of how you feel, that's just like gambling, right? You might as well gamble. Open up a gambling app and deposit your money on there and put it all on red, right? But this is a little bit different. This is not that. And when people lose money is when they have this mindset of trying to get rich quick. And this is why most people are not successful with trading. Because most people are thinking, I'm trying to get rich quick, or I'm just trying to get my money up, I'm trying to make as much money as I can in as little amount of time possible. It's just not realistic, right? It does happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. It can happen, but it's not likely. Right? It's not the common thing. Okay, so about 9 out of 10 traders fail, and this is the top leading reason is because most people come on to trading and they're trying to save their life. They're trying to hurry up and pay for bills or whatever, right? Just try to get a bunch of money with no goal, no aim, no purpose, no why, okay? No destination. Which leads me to number two. Before you start trading, right? So you need to understand this is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not going to get you rich overnight. This is like a gradual thing, right? It's going to be a compound effect type of thing. Right? If you don't know what the compound effect is, look it up, Google it, and you'll understand. All right. But it's like a thing where you build up a small percentage day by day. All right. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. Get that out of your mind and just understand this is going to be a process. Right. So number two is you need to know where you are and where you want to go. Okay. Before you start trading, you need to write down where are you and where you want to go. Right. Mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, right? Where are you at right now? And where are you trying to go? Right? So ask yourself, where do I want to go with this? What am I trying to use trading for to get me to a certain place? Right. So that means you need to write down exactly how much you're trying to make per day. What's the total goal? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to use the money for? Why do you need the money? Right? All those things. Know where you are, know where you want to go before you place a trade. Okay. I did it backwards. I just started trading out of nowhere, started putting money in and losing money, and with nowhere established where I'm trying to go, no goal, no destination, right? So I just was going around in circles and circles. And if you've been trading, then you've probably been experiencing this too. If you haven't established where you are and where you're trying to go, if you don't have a destination, how can you get to somewhere where you don't even know where there is? It doesn't make sense. You're just going to keep roaming around. You're going to keep trying different things, keep blowing money, experiencing the same thing over and over. All right. Number three is do not get greedy. Okay? Do not get greedy. Do not get greedy. Don't start making money and you're up 1,000 for the day. And you're just like, oh, I gotta take one more trade, right? I gotta try to get to 2,000. I gotta try to get to 5,000. That's gonna kill you every time. It's gonna take you out every single time. That greed takes out probably 99% of traders because it's so addicting, right? When you start getting on here, you start making money, you start using bots that are making you money without you even trading, and it's just so easy, right? You can literally jump on there and make any amount that you want to make. So it's very addictive, right? Very easy to get into that mindset where I just got to get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You're never going to be satisfied. All right. No amount's going to satisfy you. Every day, right? If you make 1,000 in a day, the next day you're gonna be like, dang, how can I make 10,000 in a day? Can I make 100,000? How can I make 1,000,000? Right? It's just gonna keep going on and on and on. So you cannot let this greed take you out, right? Have, like I said, you got to have a goal, have purpose in mind, and be content. Set a goal, right? If your goal is I want to hit 3% per day, then once you get to 3%, cool. Get off your live account, start trading on your demo, or just close your laptop. Okay. But you don't want to get greedy. And it's very easy to get greedy once you start seeing how fast and how easy it is. You'll be like, man, I can just get a little bit more. All right. Number four, do not trade with money you can't afford to lose. I don't care what the situation is, right? I know people are going to try to tell you, oh, yeah, take the risk, take the risk. You got to risk it, right? You got to risk it to get the reward. Yeah, you do, but it's something called calculated risk, something called controlled risk, rational risk. All right. There are very people that are irrational risk takers. And that's not the good. That's not the good kind, right? People that don't think before they take risks. They don't calculate it. They don't. They just go off the whim. All right, and that's good in some situations. Yeah, it's called for, but not in trading. You don't want to be that type of risk taker in trading because trading can ruin your life, right? I've seen people put their whole savings in and blow it in one day, less than an hour, right? I've done it before. I put in my last money that I couldn't afford to lose, thinking that, oh, I'm just going to try to take the risk and bet it all, right? And go big. And then hopefully I can double this money and triple it and quadruple it. And it never happens, right? It never happens like that. And it's not going to, right? So y'all got to stop thinking like that. You got to start looking at this from an abundance type of view. Okay. Don't try to go into this in a desperate mindset. If you go into this with a desperate type of attitude, you're going to lose your money every single time. If you try to trade money that you can't afford to lose, you're going to lose it every time because this is the thing. When you put that money up that you can't afford to lose and you have it in the back of your mind, if I lose this, then my world's going to come crashing down. Right? That's in your back of your mind when you're trading with money you can't afford to lose. So even with that just lingering, it's going to bring that result to you. Your mind's going to find a way to make that true. That, okay, if you think that you're going to lose it all, then we're going to prove it right. I'm going to make you lose it all. Okay. So it's very, very rare that people can trade under that type of attitude, right? Under that type of pressure where it's their last of their money. I'm not saying that it can be done, but it's very rare, very uncommon that somebody can do that or pull that off, right? Because when you're trading with the last of your money, you're very tense, your emotions are high, okay? You're just not in the right trading type of mindset to be making good decisions, right, on the charts. You don't want to be tense. You don't want to be just in that type of mind frame where you're desperate, right? And you got to make it work. It just has to work, right? You don't want to be thinking like that. You want to be relaxed. You want to be in the mindset like, if I win, cool. If I don't, cool. Right? That's how you really want to think about this. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low, right? You're going to win trades, cool. Don't get too high. Don't get too excited about it. Move on to the next setup and let's get another win, right? You're going to lose trades. There's going to be days where you lose money, but you can't get too low. You can't be like, oh man, this ain't work. Nothing ever works for me. I always have bad luck. Like you can't start getting real low, right? When you lose, because you're going to lose, right? You're going to lose. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose trades. It's just part of the game. The key to trading is winning more than you lose, right? Just like in life. Just like in life, right? There's a lot of correlation between life and Forex. Okay. A lot of similarities, a lot of things that you can relate to life, to trading. Okay. So just like in life, there are going to be days where you lose, right? Days where you're up, days where you're down. All right. So do not trade with money you can't afford to lose, because if you try to trade on it, most likely you will lose it because you're just not that type of person that can trade under that type of pressure, right? You haven't trained your mind, you haven't trained to control your emotions to that point where you could trade with the last of your money. All right, so don't do it. Number 5, repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of skill, right? So I like to make a lot of analogies with basketball, with trading. Okay, so like let's say you're trying to be a good shooter. You're trying to get a better shot, right? You're playing basketball. You cannot expect to be a better shooter if you're not shooting at all during the week outside of practice, right? In the off season, when it's hot outside, when it's snowing, when it's raining, when you don't feel good. All right? My fault, y'all. Okay, so you can't expect that, and you'd be crazy to think that you're going to get good at something without doing it over and over and over again. Anything that you're trying to get good at, you're going to have to get disciplined enough. All right, you're going to have to get disciplined enough to be able to repeat it over and over again, so that you can get good at it. Right. The more you do it, the better you'll get. That's how it works. That's really how anything works. Especially if you're trying to be a good shooter, you're going to have to at least shoot 300 to 500 shots per day over and over again. And after a while, you start to get muscle memory. You start to feel it, right? You can get to a point where you know when it's going to go in just by the release, how it releases off of your finger, how it felt when you shot it, right? That's how it will become with trading. If you do this over and over again, what I'm about to show you, repetition, just over and over again, it'll get to a point where you start taking trades and you just like, man, I feel that this is a good trade without even worrying about it or even really thinking about it. There'll be a time where you get to look at the chart, you're just going to see certain things and you're going to know what to do because you've done it over and over again. Right. So repetition is mother skill. Get ready to do it over and over. Get a demo on that demo account. Get your reps up. All right. I'm gonna show y'all what I do, my routine. Okay. So repetition is the mother of skill. Um, you just have to accept that, right? You're not going to jump on a live account and just expect to be killing it. If you do, I'll be very surprised, right? And more power to you. If you can just jump on and you just win in every trade off the get, cool, right? Might be one of the greatest traders that ever lived. And I'm here to root you on, right? Keep the streak going. But most likely, most people, right, you're going to start off and you're going to be terrible. It's just, it is what it is. You're going to be losing trades. You don't understand why. Your emotions are going to be flaring up. You're going to feel like quitting. You're not going to feel like doing the repetition over and over. You're going to lose money, right? Some days you're going to feel like just going to something else, trying e-commerce, trying affiliate marketing, uh, and then you're going to come back to trading, right? So just understand this is part of the process, right? The repetition. So you might as well just get the reps out the way. And I say, if you're asking, like, okay, Noah, how many reps, right, till I get good? I would say about once you spend 10,000 hours just practicing, when you get to your 10,000th hour, I would say that's when you're probably mastering trading. Okay. So, I mean, if you can get your 10,000 hours in 3 months, 6 months, then you'll be good this year. If it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's just, it is what it is, right? Everybody's process, everybody's journey, everybody's pace is going to be different. But you got to understand it's going to be a repeating of this thing for you to get good at it, just like everything else. Okay. So, number 6 for the mindset of the trader, right? You have to remember, pay yourself first. Okay. So, you're going to start trading, you're going to start building up a little bit of money. Okay. So, you want to get that first withdrawal and just see it come to your bank account, even if it is just $50. Right. Just want to see something. And then always remember, as you're getting your trades, as you're starting to build your account up, always remember, pay yourself first, right? Put that money to side for yourself, and then whatever money you have left, that's the money that you can trade with, right? But yeah, just pay yourself first, right? Because if you don't, the psychology behind this is, if you don't pay yourself or just see yourself getting paid, then you'll start feeling like this is a job. You'll start resenting yourself, right, for not enjoying it. You'll start getting aggravated about the journey. Okay, so pay yourself, right? It's cool to pay yourself. Um, I would say get you a couple different accounts, a couple different checking accounts, and then put labels on those accounts on what you're saving for, and just put a little bit of percentage in each of those accounts every single week, right? With the money that you make. Okay, so you want to pay yourself, pay yourself, pay yourself. Number 7 on the mindset. Okay, and this is the last one, but gratitude. Okay, gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. You're probably like, no, what does gratitude have to do with trading? Right? Everything. Gratitude is going to raise your vibration, right? And you need to be on a higher frequency, right? You need to be in a higher frequency, especially when you're waking up early in the morning. Okay. That's another one I want to add, is wake up earlier, right? We'll talk about that later, but gratitude, right? So gratitude is going to raise your vibration. You need to be on a higher frequency when you are trading, because if you're on a higher frequency, that's going to correlate, that's going to translate into your results, right? Whatever frequency you are on, that energy is going to translate into your trading results in your life. So the key is keeping a high frequency. How do you do that? You got to start thanking God and acknowledging God for the blessings that He's given you up until this point, and the blessings that He's going to bless you in the future. Okay. Be grateful that we have a platform. We can go jump on a chart and make money. We have an opportunity, right? Some countries don't have the opportunity or they're not even knowledgeable of it. Grateful that you wake up, you can see the chart, right? You can even see a chart to take trades. You have your vision, you have your senses, you got that phone, you got internet. Okay, so all these things that you for you to be grateful about. Okay, so gratitude. You got to start thinking of what you are thankful for. Keep your mind focused on that. The reason why, and if you're having bad results in trading, right, or just in life in general, it's probably because you've been focusing on your bad results. That's what you've been telling everybody. That's what you've been talking about to yourself in your head. You just talking about your bad results and how you don't have any money, nothing works out for you. Blah 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 blah. Right? That's all you're focused on is just yourself and what you're going through. Like nobody else is going through it. Like you're the only one going through life, right? So to be grateful, you have to stop focusing on me, right? On yourself. Start focusing on the outer, on what you have, right? People, other people, and how can you help other people feel better? How can you be of service to other people, right? Stop focusing on your problems and what you're going through. That's how you get thankful. That's how you get into this gratitude attitude, right? It's not easy either. It's not easy because some days things are going to be happening to you. It's going to seem like God is just punishing you over and over again, and things aren't going your way, right? So it's going to be hard some days that you're going to be focusing on your problems and how your trades aren't going your way and you're not making any money, right? But you got to just snap out of it, right? This is why I wake up early and I keep a gratitude journal. I write down what I'm grateful for, write down what I want to see for my life. And yeah, I read over that, right? First thing in the morning, before I start trading, before I talk to anybody, right? I talk to God and I meditate and I just go over this gratitude list, right? Everything I'm thankful for, write it down, okay? Just meditate on it and really, really be in just a feeling of gratefulness. Okay. So yeah, and once you start switching this focus from switching from thinking of your problems and what you need and the money that you're lacking, once you switch the focus from that and start focusing on what you're grateful for and the things that you want to see happen in your life, you'll start to notice a change. Okay. So yeah, I added this one, wake up earlier. You got to get in the habit of waking up early, right? Because the markets open all around the clock, right? From Sunday to Friday and even all week, right? Because some people trade crypto. So it's open on the weekends too for some people. So yeah, markets open 24/7. So you got to start getting in the habit of waking up earlier. Okay. So I wake up about 5 a.m. and I get to it, right? Get into my routine. Get into my routine. Okay. You got to get a routine for yourself, something that you get into a habit of, right? And I'm going to take you guys through my little trading routine. Okay. So now we got the mindset out the way. Let's get into the skill. Okay. That's going to pay you. The skill is going to pay you. All right. So y'all don't ever say I didn't do nothing for you. Don't ever say I didn't put you on to something that can help you because this, what I'm about to show you, if you use it right, it can change your life. Right? The skill, nobody can take this skill from you. That's the beauty about it. Once you learn this, once you become knowledgeable and aware of what's going on, right? And all this money that's floating around, nobody can take it from you. Nobody can take this skill of trading from me. Right? I could lose everything. Everything could just hit the fan, right? And be destroyed or taken from me or whatever. I still have this skill. I still have this knowledge. Nobody can take from me. Right? So this is the routine that I go through, right? In the morning, after I meditate, get my little workout in, and then I get on the charts. All right. So the first thing that I do is I head over here to Forex Factory. This is going to let me know the major news that's going on. Okay. So you always want to come over here and check out what's going on, right? Major news events that are dropping. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what it is, right? If you want to, then you can click over here, open detail, and you can read the article on what's going on, right? So you can know. But you don't really necessarily need to know exactly what's going on. All you need to know is that it's broken down into three different categories. Okay, so yellow folders represent low impact news, orange folders, mild, red folders, high impact. Okay, so you don't got to panic when you see red folder news. Actually, some people get really excited when they see red folder news because that means that they're going to have an opportunity to make a lot of money, right? Because when you see red folder news, that means that there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, right? Volatility meaning there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of big moves really fast. Okay. So you just want to be aware of that. You don't got to be scared. If at first you probably want to try to avoid red folder news because you're not going to be used to the market moving like that. Okay, but just brace yourself. Make sure you got yourself prepared when you see red folder news in the pair that you're trading. Okay, so like for example, I trade gold, which is gold versus a US dollar. Right. So anytime I see red folder news with USD, I know to be aware and understand that there's going to be a big move in my pair, okay, when I'm trading during that time. So you can see here, next USD news will be tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 a.m. CB consumer confidence drops. All right, so at 10 a.m., I should expect the pair that I trade, which is gold, right? So come over here to tradingview.com. This is where we're going to be marking up our chart, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I approach the chart. Okay. Which is a little different from most people that you see, right? Other people, they got a lot of fancy stuff. They got a lot of tools, a lot of different things that they use, right? But I just try to keep it very simple. I noticed that the more simple that you keep things in Forex is, the better it is. When you start getting real complex and start using a bunch of different um, indicators, tools, and Fibonacci's and all that stuff, right? And I'm not knocking that stuff, right? It helps, right? It gives you an edge when you use all these different tools over here, these measurement tools and indicators and all that crazy stuff. It does help, right? But I try to keep it as simple as possible because I know the more I show you of that stuff, it's just gonna confuse you even more, right? Because already, if you've never traded before, this looks like Chinese to you right now, right? And I don't want to confuse you anymore, so I just keep it very simple. Okay, I'm just looking for three. I'm trying to identify three different things. Okay, I ask myself three different questions. Three different things I'm trying to identify that will give me an idea of where the market is going to head. All right. So first thing that you want to do after you register for TradingView.com. Okay. Um, if you guys want a free trial, okay. Copy. Bada boom. And how do I comment? Okay, so I'll put that link right there, tradingview.com. Okay, so you just click that link, you can register for TradingView. And also, I believe you should get a free trial. Okay, so now you got to register. Once you register, go ahead and search for the pair that you want to trade. Today, I'll be doing a gold analysis, and that's all that I trade. That's another thing I should have added on the mindset is just focus on one pair. Right, I know people are going to try to tell you focus on a bunch of different pairs, right? But just my best advice is pick one pair, get to know that pair, watch it, and just make it like your best friend, right? Watch that pair every day and get to know how it moves. Okay, so for me, I just chose gold. All right, so you come up here, type in gold, and then this chart should pop up. All right, so you come over here to the time frame, go down to the daily, right? Because we want to back out to see what's going on overall, right? Just to give us a broader picture. All right, so you should have it look like this. This is how you adjust it up and down. And this is how you adjust sideways. Okay, make it wider, make it more narrow. All right, so we can see here gold, right? Just by looking at this, I can already tell we're in an uptrend, right? So that's the very first thing that we identify is what's the trend of the market, right? Which way is the market going? Okay, so very simple. We just connect the dots, come over here, grab your trend line tool, and we start at the lowest point. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect, just a general idea. All right, so that's the first thing that we identify, right? So we are in an uptrend, and an easy way to figure out what's the trend is if price is starting in the bottom left, going to the top right, that's an uptrend. Starting in the top left, going to the bottom right, that's a downtrend. Okay, so you can see here we are in an uptrend. Price is starting on our trend line, going up to a certain point, coming down to our trend line, bouncing off, going up to a certain point, trying to come back, test our trend, up, down, up, down, up, right? So we can see here, price touches our trend line more than 2 times, 2 to 3 times, right? And that's really what confirms a trend for me. It needs to touch my trend line at least 2 to 3 times, right? 2 to 3 or more times for it to be an official trend. Okay. So we see here, price is just bouncing off our trend, boom, up to an all-time high. Now it's coming back down. Okay. So that's the first thing we identify. Second thing we identify is where is our support? Okay. Where is our area of support? Where is a point where price is coming down to and it's seeing some type of resistance or going up to and seeing some type of resistance? Okay. So first area is a support, and then we find the second area, which is the resistance, a point where price is going up to and not going past, right? Like your roof of your house. Think of it like that, right? Resistance is the roof where price is going up, not going past that point. Support is the bottom floor, like where price is coming down to and not going past. So how do we figure that out? Right? How do we figure out where are areas of resistance? Figure that out by looking for major reversal points. Major reversal points are going to let you know where there are areas of resistance. Okay? So just by looking at this, you can tell where the real sharp points are, right? Where price is going to a certain point and turning around or coming down to a certain point and turning around very sharply, right? So obviously this is one here. All right, we're just going to identify just a few. One right there, right there. Okay, you don't have to identify them all, but just the recent ones, right? So I'll make this bigger. So, Okay. And if you're just now jumping on, we're just identifying the major reversal points so that we can figure out what zone we are in. Okay. Where is our resistance and support areas? All right. So we got a few identified. And like I said, we're just identifying points where price came down to and turned around sharply. Okay. All right. Boom. Okay. So now looking at this, right? Prices is right here currently where my mouse is. Okay. We see we have major reversal points down here, here, we have some here and here, right? So, like I said, the bottom is going to be the support area of resistance, and the top is going to represent your area of resistance at the top, right? So, resistance, and support. So now we need to grab our rectangle and just, we can keep it. Okay. And I just tightened up on this a little bit. It's probably another area resistance all the way up here. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just a general area, right, where your price is seeing resistance and support. Okay. So if we zoom in a little bit more, we can see we're currently inside of this zone, right? This representing our area of resistance, this top green shaded area, and then this bottom would be our area of support, right? So price is bouncing in between this zone. Okay. So now we know the trend of the market. We know what zone we're in. We got our resistance and support identified on the daily time frame. Okay. We see price just came up here, touched our resistance area on the daily, came back, tested our support. Now it's working its way back to our resistance, seeing a little bit of bearish momentum right now. And this is on the daily time frame. Okay. But basically, price is bouncing up and down this area. Okay. So what we can do is position ourselves to catch either a buy coming up to this resistance area or a sell coming down to this support area, right? Now, how do we do that, right? You got to go down to the lower time frames so that we can pinpoint what would be a good entry. Okay, so you want to do the exact same thing that we just did on the 4 hour, okay? The 4 hour, the hour, the 15, and the minute. Okay, so I go all the way down to the minute. Some people don't go that low, right? Especially if you're a swing trader, you're going to make more decisions on the higher time frames, right? But you always want to come down to the lower time frame just to see, give you just a better detail, right, on when to get in, better position. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these drawings, and we're gonna start from scratch on the minute time frame. Okay. Okay. So the minute time frame. Technically, we are still in this downtrend. Okay. And like I said, first thing that we figure out is what's the trend of the market. Okay. So we just came off this big bearish downtrend. All right. So what I had, right, was a trend line from the top of this move. So you can start like here. Okay. Something like this. All right. So last week, or maybe a couple weeks ago, right, we had this big downtrend. Or wait, this started 21st. So when was that? Yep, last week. Okay. Had this big drop off. You can see price started up here on the top of our trend line, tried to retest right here, saw the resistance, came down again, tried to retest again, came down, and finally broke the trend, right? So I want to show you guys something, a little strategy that I use. Okay, so this is the first thing that we identified is a trend, right? I'm gonna get up here, right, because there's a new uptrend trying to form like this right here. It's trying to break structure. Okay, but it's still almost like consolidating. All right, we're seeing a little bit of uptrend recently, but technically we're still below this point here, right? Once it gets past this point, then we can start saying, all right, this is an uptrend that's forming. But technically, right, we're still below that. Okay, but I want to explain this, right? The strategy. So I call this the break and retest strategy. Break and retest, right? So every time that you draw a trend line, you're going to notice something happen. Okay, probably like 7 out of 10 times, you're going to notice this. What you're going to notice is when price gets to your trend line, right? It's going to bounce off your trend line a couple times, just like you see here, bounced off, boom, got here, bounced off once, twice, 3 times, okay, and then it broke. All right, so right here where my mouse is, it's kind of little. Let me try to zoom up. Let me try to zoom in. Okay, so right here, price broke the trend line, right? See where my mouse is at? It broke the trend line, came back and retested. So I want to draw right here. Okay, so what you're going to notice 7 out of 10 times when price breaks your trend line, it's going to break and then it's going to come back down and test your trend line and then bounce off. Right? I call this the break and retest strategy. So what I do is when I draw my trend, I try to wait for price to bounce off my trend for a couple times and then whatever it's going to break out, then I get in for after the retest. Right? So for example, if we go to what's recently happening, okay, so price broke our trend line, retested, came up, tried to come back down, came back up, and then it started to form this new trend, right? That we're seeing right here, this little uptrend. Okay. And it's been bouncing off this trend for a while now, right? starting on 23rd, like the end of the day, 23rd Sunday to now. It's just been bouncing off of this trend line, right? Not being able to break this trend. Okay, so either it's giving us a chance to get in for a buy, right? It's either going to bounce off our trend and respect our trend and bounce off like it did in the past, right? It's did it like, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th time touching our trend, right? So either only two things can happen, right? It's either going to break this trend. That's why I love trading, because it gives you a 50-50 chance, right? It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. All right. So I'm going to grab my arrow. Okay. So what's going to happen now? Now that we're at our trend again for the 10th time, bouncing off, it's either going to have a hard break, and I'd say it's probably going to go down to our next area of support if it does break this trend, right? Where we could expect it to head. Okay, so we got to identify our major reversal points. Right? Our major reversal points let us know where there's areas of resistance. So we see we have a major reversal point there, major reversal point here, there. Okay. So it's probably safe to say that that is an area of support. Okay. So in the case, all right, let me go ahead and identify our major reversal points on the top so that we can get our area of resistance. Okay. All right, so we see, all right. So we got movement, y'all. It broke our trend line. You see this here? All right, so we got a little air resistance, probably like somewhere around here, actually. Okay. Okay, so like I said, you can see here, broke our trend line. All right. All right, broke our trend line, came back. It's probably, if it does not just fake us out, right? If this is just not a fake out and then it just continues to go to our area of resistance, right? Which it very well could. But like I said, what usually happens is you'll have a break in your trend line, it'll retest, and then continue in that direction. All right. So if it does come down, right, if it starts to come back down, it's probably going to come down to this area of support here. Okay. This 327.5 to 326.6. 7, right? This area here is where it'll probably come if it starts to come down. Now, if this is just a fake out, right, and it respects this trend line, then this is a possibility of what could happen as well, right? We could see it's come up back this way, right, to retest this area of resistance. All right, only two things can happen from this point, right? It's either going to go down or it's going to come up. All we want to do is position ourselves so that we are on the winning side, right, and we profit. Even if it does go against our way, right? Like let's say you was to get in for a buy here, and the price started to come down. You do not need to panic, right? You just don't need to over leverage. That's how people blow their account. They try to bet it all, right? If they try to get in for a buy here, they try to bet it all, put a big lot size, and then price starts coming down, and then it blows their account. What you need to do is go in for a little lot size, like a zero point 0.01, zero point 0.02. If the price starts to come down, you get in for another buy, right? And then if it comes down some more to here, you get in for another buy in this area because eventually price is going to get to a certain point, and what's going to happen is going to pull back, right, to retest this trend line. Even if the other way, right? So like let's say you got in for a sell here, trying to anticipate this move, and price starts to come back up. Don't panic. Just get in for a low lot size. So if that does happen, when it starts to come up, you get in for another sell and then another sell when it gets to this area, because what's going to happen when it gets to this area of resistance is going to retest this trend line. It's going to always be a pullback of some type, right? Anytime you see a big move, you're going to see a pullback. And what do I mean? All right, let me show you guys an example. Show you an example. Okay. So for example, this big drop, right? This big drop here. Now, this is how you calculate the pullback, right? It's by using the Fibonacci tool. Okay, so you come here to Fibonacci retracement, and what you're going to do is go from whichever the big move is, right? So right here, we're looking at a big downtrend move. So we'd start from the top of where the downtrend started, and we go to the bottom of where it stopped, right? Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, so the percentages are here. And what usually happens is price, after a big move, price will retrace, right? It'll pull back at least 50%, at least halfway of that move. Okay, so I know this is a little advanced and you're probably like, what in the world does that mean? What are these numbers, right? So basically, zero point 0.5, that's halfway, that's 50%. Some people say it always fully retraces, right? All the way back. For me, I know that it usually 7 out of 10 times is going to go halfway to the back to pull back to this halfway point. So if we look, all right, we look at this right now, this green line, this would be halfway, right? At this point right here where my mouse is. That'd be a 50% retracement. And we haven't reached that yet. So what that's telling me is, yeah, we may go down a little bit to retest, right? A little bit, but eventually we're going to come back to this point. 50, at least 50%, right? Some people say it always retraces 100%, which would be all the way up here. Okay. So I'm that's where my look at it is I'm gonna be anticipating this bouncing off this area and retracing at least halfway up to this point. When it gets to this point, I know I'm going to make my decision from there if it's going to retrace fully all the way back, right? But once it gets to this 50% retracement line, it's probably going to see some type of halfway pullback again to this trend line. Okay. But right now, it's looking like it's trying to sell back down to our support area. Okay. Okay. All right. Just like I said, right? So if you got in for that sell, you probably can ride it down to this area here. Okay. Or even if you got in for that buy, don't panic, right? Just get in for another low lot size buy because there's going to be some type of pullback from this point to here, right? There's going to be some type of pullback to this trend line. Okay, so it could come all the way fully down to our support, bounce off, or it could break our support, come back to the next support area. All right. But right now we got a lot of bearish momentum. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably be riding down to this next support area. Okay, but eventually sometime we will come back and retest this trend line, right, that it broke. So remember, like I said, right, there'll always be a break, retest, and then it'll keep going. Okay. All right, y'all. So yeah, this is my analysis, right? This is my gold analysis. And again, we're on the minute time frame. So keep that in mind. So another level of confirmation, okay, is my SBA system. Right. So I use my SBA system for another level of confirmation. Right. So it tells me on the minute time frame to either get in for a buy or sell, which is we're in consolidation right now. But let's just see what it's talking about. All right. So yeah, just a minute ago it called that sell. Right. Called the sell. So if I was paying attention, right, we could have gotten for the sell there, and it actually did hit take profit 3. Right. So now we should be seeing some type of pullback from this area. So like I said, Fibonacci tool, this was our drop down to this star. Okay. 50% retracement would be at least to this area here. Okay. So there should be some type of pullback to this 50%. And that's why I got in for another buy. Right. So yeah, wait for this to pull back. But yeah, that's what I'm anticipating. Okay. So for me, I'm anticipating my chance to get in for buys, right? Because I want to see it go all the way. Okay. Like I said, I'm anticipating to come all the way, at least 50% of this big drop that we saw. Okay. And if I take my Fibonacci tool, boom, down this. Okay. So 50% would be at this line. So that's just me, right? This is my analysis. It doesn't have to be your analysis, but I'm just giving you guys an idea, right, of how I approach the market, how I draw up by myself. Obviously, I have other tools, other things that I use as confirmation, right? Like the SBA system. Okay, this gives me another level of confirmation and also lets me know when to get in and out of the market. Okay, and I also use my own analysis. Okay, but I trust my own analysis over anything, right? Because it's just my gut, right? But I also have other things that I use for more confirmation, like my bots or like the SBA system. Okay, so this is my weekly overview for gold. I expect it to come up to this area. If it breaks through this area, I expect it to go at least to 2370. All right, so I'll be catching these buys all the way up. Okay, so it should be a good couple weeks for gold. I'm expecting it to get on a bullish run. All right, y'all. But yeah, if you have any questions, anything about I went over, just keep replaying this video. Right, keep replaying this video. Use it as practice, and yeah, you're welcome. Right. Thank y'all for jumping on. Thank you for watching. Very grateful. Grateful for everybody that tunes in, everybody that follows me and gets value from me. My team, people that have joined me. Right. So again, if you want to join me in our community, right, you want to come over here. I'll put our community link. Okay, so we have our community here. Put this in the comments. All right, so that's our community link. Okay. So yeah, this is just a place where we post our results. Okay, we uplift each other. We also have our own app, right? Once you join our team, you'll get inside the app, right? So we have an app that looks like this here, and this is basically where we have all our training, all of our recordings. We're actually on a session right now, right? So yeah, I need to jump on this real quick, but yeah, um, hope you guys got value. Okay, once you get in our team, you'll get inside of our community. You can see all of our training, get access to the SBA system and the Shark Tank, all that good stuff. Okay, but yeah, if you need help, right, getting set up or anything, or need help joining our community, just reach out to me. Let me know that you're trying to join, and I'll walk you through the steps. Okay, walk you through the steps on how to get access. Right, y'all? So I love y'all. Now you can do about it. Know what got to hear, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. What I'm trying to do is grow. Like I always said, make the rest of it the best of it. Love each other top because that bottom is way too crowded. Let's go.